Hello guys, welcome to Edukripa. Today we are going with the topic nutrition in animals. Do you think that every animal needs food regardless of what it is, whether it may be humans or some small animal? Of course, every animal needs food. Why does it need food? This food is required because food provides energy, helps in growth and repair. Okay, food is required because it provides energy and helps in growth and repair. Different animals have different way of eating food. Some of For example, humans chew the food before eating, some may swallow it before eating, and some with respect to the animals it changes. Then there is something called as nutrients, and nutrients are the components of food. We have discussed in the earlier chapter, which is nutrition in plants. We have discussed about the nutrients, what nutrients are. Nutrients are the components of food. What are these components of food? These are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Next, we'll discuss about what is exactly the definition. We'll discuss about the definitions. First comes nutrition. In particular, nutrition in animals. Nutrition in animals is a process by which animal intakes the food, digests it, absorbs it, and utilizes it for its bodily functions. Okay, it also helps in providing energy, growth, and helps in repair if there is any injury that is occurring. Next is the process of digestion. Digestion in particular also has a definition. Digestion is the process of breaking down of complex substances into simpler substance. Do you think that the food we eat, the size of the food we eat is the size of the food that digests? No, it needs to be converted into smaller pieces for the ease of digestion of our body. This is the with respect to the human body. Next, different feeding strategies in different animals. First, we'll see snake. Snake, of course, if you have ever seen a National Geography channel or you have ever seen in a book, snake swallows the food whole. For example, egg of some birds, it swallows the whole food and then digests it in its stomach. Next is mosquito. Of course, mosquito feeds by sucking on animals, not only humans, it also sucks on other animals also. What does it mainly consume? It consumes blood, of course. Next is chewing. Of course, we also chew, but cow in particularly we depict it as something which eats by chewing more. It chews for hours together. So that's why it is considered into a separate category of chewing. Next is scraping. What does scraping exactly mean? Scraping means whenever there is a food on surface, a particular animal, that is snail, it scrapes off the food from that surface level only and eats it. This is the process that the snail follows. Next is sponging. Sponging is with respect to house flies. Okay, sponging means the housefly covers the food with particular the juices. You can call it as digestive juices. It gets converted into simpler substance outside the body. Then the houseflies intakes it. This is the process of sponging. You got to know about the different feeding strategies. Next, we'll go with human digestive system in particular. Human digestive system has the components are mouth, buccal cavity. Mouth and buccal cavity are both the same. Esophagus, or in simpler terms, you can call it as food pipe. Next is stomach, where the food digestion happens majorly. Next is small intestine, large intestine, and anus. Till we'll discuss till stomach in this video. Let's continue. The first, digestive tract. Digestive tract means the system that which the food passes through the human body and gets ejected at the final stages. First stage is the mouth, or we can call it as buccal cavity. Why is it called a cavity? Because there is empty space. Even though there are components inside our mouth, it's mostly empty. That's why it's called buccal cavity. Here, the process is ingestion. Ingestion means intake of food through mouth is this process is called ingestion. Also remember, mouth is the first place where the digestion starts. I said before that it majorly happens in stomach, but first it starts in mouth. What are the components which are present in the mouth itself? First is teeth, then there are types of teeth, then there is tongue, and then there is saliva. Saliva is the liquid substance which is secreted in the mouth. We will go to that later. First is teeth. Teeth are a type of bones which helps in chewing, and there are two types of teeth: milk and permanent. Milk teeth can be found in younger kids. Permanent teeth comes in when the milk teeth falls off, and the next set of teeth which grows in humans or human kids is called as permanent teeth. What does it help in? It helps in chewing, of course, and it helps in breakdown of food. By chewing, the breakdown of food happens. In an adult, there are 32 teeth, means two set of 16. Next, there are types of teeth. This is with respect to age. This is with respect to the structure of teeth and the function. There are four types with respect to structure and function. First one is incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. Incisors are the type of teeth which help in biting and tearing of the food. Canines are particularly for tearing of the food, and it also helps in chewing. All teeth help in chewing, but in particular, incisors and canines are used for tearing and biting. Premolars and molars are called crushers or grinders. When you take in a large bite of food, this is where these two teeth help in the major chewing of the food by crushing the food and reducing it to a small semi-liquid substance called as bolus. Bolus is the food which is mixed with the saliva. Next is tongue. Tongue, of course, helps in talking also, but with respect to human anatomy, it's a muscular organ which helps in which helps the food get mixed with the saliva, and it also has taste regions. Namely, you can say salty, which a region in tongue which helps in detection of salty food, spicy food, sweet food, and there are several other tastes. We'll get to know about it later. Next is saliva. Saliva is the liquidy substance secreted in our mouth. This contains an enzyme called as salivary amylase. Enzyme means a chemical substance. Wherever in the body, if you hear the term enzyme, it is a naturally produced chemical substance which helps in certain functions. Here, it helps in breakdown of particular component of food, which is starch. What is starch made of? Carbohydrate. Starch and sugar, both are carbohydrates. Starch is the complex form, sugar is the simpler form. Okay. Now we'll see an image with respect to teeth. As you can see, the four types of teeth which we discussed based on the structure and function, it differs in shapes and sizes. The first four teeth being the incisors, which are two up and two down, and respectively canines, which are only two teeth up, which are sharp and pointy, and two teeth down, which are sharp and pointy. Next are premolars. The set of teeth which comes before molars are called premolars, and next are molars, which are the major crushers and grinders. Next, we'll go to the next part of the digestive tract, the esophagus. The main thing you have to remember, the spelling of esophagus. It can be asked. Next, we'll discuss what is exactly the process which will go in on the esophagus. Esophagus is also called as food pipe. It is a tube-like structure which connects the mouth to the stomach. There is a particular movement of food that happens, which is called as peristalsis. Peristalsis is the rhythmic contraction and expansion of the food pipe, which helps in traveling of food from mouth to the stomach. There is a fun fact here. Peristalsis movements happens irrespective of the angle you are sitting in. Even if you are standing upside down, your head's down and your legs up, with the help of this peristalsis movement, the food will travel to your stomach only. But you may experience some discomfort, that's a secondary thing. But peristalsis movement happens irrespective of the angle you are sitting in. Next, stomach, the major one of the major parts in the digestive tract, which helps in the digestion of the food. Stomach contains HCl, pepsin, and mucus. What is the stomach? Stomach is a J-shaped organ which stores food and churns it. It stores food only temporarily. Okay, it doesn't store food for a long time, it only stores it temporarily for the digestive juices to get activated and the food starts getting digested. Next are gastric juices. What are gastric juices? Gastric juices are enzymes which aids in food breakdown. These can be acidic and they can also be enzyme. They can you can tell that it you can tell that these are enzymes which are acidic in nature, which helps in food breakdown. Next, when we come to HCl, HCl is the chemical formula for hydrochloric acid, which creates acidic environment for killing germs. HCl also helps in digestion. How does it help in digestion? It helps in digestion by killing germs. No germ can survive in your stomach. Even if you consume a rock, if it's small enough, it's get digested in the stomach. Over the period of time, as you age, this concentration decreases slightly, not by much difference, but it is acidic, very acidic in nature. Next is pepsin. Pepsin is a digestive enzyme which majorly contributes in digestion of proteins. It breaks down proteins into substances called as amino acids. Proteins are the complex form, amino acids are the simpler form. Next is mucus. You may question that, oh, our stomach has acid. Why doesn't our stomach get burned? This is because of this important role player, mucus. What is mucus? It's a slimy substance which protects the stomach lining. Between your stomach and your outer organs, there is a small lining. Here the mucus gets secreted. This mucus is mostly resistant to the acid, in turn protecting your outer organs. This was about the stomach. Next, we'll end this chapter here. Next, we'll discuss some. This is the questions for you to answer in the comments below, and we'll quickly recap what we did right now. We discussed about nutrition and digestion and their definitions. We discussed about how different animals take in food differently and how human digestive tract or human digestive system works only till stomach. Okay, the first question here is, can you name one animal that swallows its food whole? I told you in the beginning of the session. Recall it and please answer. You can go back in the video, you can pause and go back and answer that. Which enzyme in saliva digests starch? Again, I mentioned the enzyme name and also answer what is enzyme. Next is, why is mucus important in the stomach? This may be a 2-mark question asked in your tests or exams. That's it for today's video. Thank you. See you in the next class.